Welcome, guys, to another episode of The Candy Show. I'm your host, Candy. We are here at the Red Curb Comedy actually, it's the Red Curb Improv Comedy Club. Now, as you see, we're in a different space, and yay, this is definitely different. I love it. Guys, this episode is brought to you by Comedy Junkies. Make sure you are following them on Instagram and Facebook. Make sure you are not just following them, but make sure you come out and support. This is in Avon, Indiana. It's not that far from Indianapolis, but yeah, you guys, let's go ahead and get into my next guest here. Well, he has I'm loving his outfit, but listen, let me go ahead and just have
Lay
him
off Timmy.
Yes.
That is my Messiah. To Butler, go the glory. And Jimmy, we trust.
Okay, well, see, he's already started talking, guys. So why don't you introduce yourself?
Thank you, Candy. Hi, I'm Brad Scott. I'm here hosting the show this evening at Red Curb Comedy Club in Avon, Indiana.
Okay, Brad Scott. Is this your first time to Indiana? Are you from here?
So I've been here a few times, right? I was born in Honolulu, Hawaii. And then when I was about 6 months old, my parents got divorced. And so my mom, this is where she's from, we moved back here to a place called Franklin, Indiana. And I have lived there ever since. I'm 42, 41 now.
Okay, so you are from here, Indiana, at least.
So yeah, when I say I've been here a few times, that's like, I don't know, 41 and a half years.
Oh, wow.
Awful. It's awful, Candy. Talk about talk about bad luck. Like I do a lot of self-deprecating in my act, Candy. You know what I mean? Like my very small but very vocal and loyal fan base, the handful that are there, all 8 of them, they love to make fun of me, right? Very big on the self-deprecating and just Brad, bad luck, right? But think about it. My life started where I came out of the womb, and my first image of life was Hawaii. Honolulu, the island of Oahu, right? And I had to be looking around like, oh my God, this is life. This is amazing. And then all of a sudden, it's like, okay, we're at the airport. Why are we at the airport? How do I know what an airport is? Why are we here? Oh, we're flying. Where'd all the palm trees go? Now it's just corn. Where's just everything I can see is fucking. It's been 41 and a half years of fucking corn, Candy, is what I'm trying to say. Am I allowed to curse?
No, you're good. Let me tell you guys, just so you know, and he's from Indiana, so he already knows. But for those guys, we have more than corn here in Indiana.
No, we don't. We don't, Candy.
Yes,
we
we
don't.
do.
No,
Yes,
we
we
don't.
do.
What? What? I challenge you for what?
Oh, well, since, we have the basketball teams,
The
we
Pacers?
have the Colts, we have 500. We have a lot, and that's just a little
You're-
bit of things.
You're naming 3 things that are expensive to do, only happen at a very small portion of the year. And yeah, they're pretty much saying that you're basically just saying we've got sports and then a racetrack. How often do you go to the races? Candy, are you a big racing fan? I hate it. I despise it. I have never been to the Indianapolis 500, and I will never go from here on out for spite.
Oh, wow.
Because everybody from here always goes, "What? You've been to the 500?" I'm like, it's not. Racing is just not for me. There's nothing wrong with racing. I imagine it's pretty popular. They seem to do it every year, but it's just not for me. And I'm sorry, I don't like the Pacers. I'm a Miami Heat fan. You know what I mean? I'm a Heat guy. I'm a Heat lifer because I'm all about culture and not being mediocre, which is a lot of what Indiana and Indianapolis is.
All right, tell us what your role is today. What are you here
On the
for?
show?
Yes, what are you doing today here at Red Curb Improv?
Oh, I'm hosting. So I'm the MC. So if you're not familiar with stand up, it usually has a host, which is somebody who comes up and warms up the crowd. I, kind of break the ice, try to get the first laugh so they're not cold for the next comedian. And then you have what's called like your showcases and featured comedians, which do a little bit longer time, kind of make up the middle of your show. And then you have your headliner. Obviously, that's the big name. That's who everybody came to see. And that's who closes out the show. And I go up in between each of them and introduce the next act. And if maybe sometimes you have very new comics that are doing guest spots, which is what we call them, where they just do like a 5-minute set, usually unpaid. And maybe it doesn't go so well, they're still learning. So as my job as the MC is, if that happens, I've got to do something before the next comic comes out to bring the audience back up, kind of get the awkwardness out of the room.
Okay, so you seem very, very well experienced and versed in everything that you just said. How long have you been in this business?
Well, see, Candy, yeah, is that the wisdom just sounds good, but then when I have to tell you how long I've been doing comedy, and I just got done telling you I'm hosting the one nighter show in Avon at a theater that's only open one other day a week and is behind a series of buildings. It's not even off the highway. You have to look around a building to find it. 20 something years. I started when I was like 19 or 20. And again, I'm like 41 or 42. I don't know. I don't like to do math, but
Do you feel like you've conquered everything that you had?
no, Candy,
Not in this
no.
comedy, no.
This is not the mountaintop. This is
Okay.
going to be a fun, amazing show. I promise you that. But this, I try to have slightly higher expectations for myself personally. I'm just hosting on the show. If I was headlining this show, who knows? Maybe that would have been the pinnacle. But no, ideally, it's be able to sell tickets based off my name and not having to see a live performance first. Just being able to have my name somewhere and the tickets sell so that I have that money and then I can go do shows.
Well, because you have a demanding role tonight. I know we have to let you go, unfortunately. Let them know where they can follow you, book you, and anything else. Maybe they want to come see your show, host. Tell me.
Thank you, Katie. I hope I can do the show again sometime.
You can, you can.
I had a lot of fun. I really did.
We're gonna definitely have you back a little bit longer.
I am hosting tonight, and I feel like I'm prepared for it because I have a lot of experience hosting Subjective Comedy. It's a podcast you can find wherever you get all your other podcasts. We're in all the stores, all the Google Plays, all the Facebooks. It's called Subjective Comedy, and we have a lot of great guests. Comedian Daniel Sloss is a frequent guest on the show, and a lot of very, very funny up and coming comedians, and then sometimes just random nonsense. Also, the spinoff coming soon, Subjective Sports with Ginger Jesus. Ginger Jesus takes a look at the world in sports and gives you his perspective from the brown shirt savior.
Well,
And Brad Scott Comedy on Instagram.
there you go, Brad. Brad Scott.
Scott. You didn't know if there was going to be one or two T's. That's why you bailed on the spelling. And then comedy, the whitest possible name, Brad Scott. And then comedy.
Oh my gosh, that is so hilarious. Which some people have different ways to spell their name, so I just wanted to make sure that you emphasized.
Sometimes I'll throw a silent F in there for no reason, but just to throw people off. But thank you so much for having me.
Yes, thank you so much, Brad, for being on the Candy Show. Guys, you already know. Make sure you are following the Candy Show. It's the Candy Talk Show on Instagram. And make sure you are following, subscribe, put your notifications on for the official YouTube page. That is capital C and the number 2 at the N, Candy Productions 2. Capital C and the number 2 at the N. Bye.
Let's go eat.